Evening folks, how are we doing tonight? Welcome along Steve and Jeremy, creeping in there. And Terrier, glad to see you home again. But look, I see why you're saying you might rattle from that picture. Oh, I've changed the Nightbot settings again, Terry and Milton, for caps, so you're safe with like spike again tonight now. So it's been altered again. Evening Smarter Players, how we doing? Welcome along, Milton. So, we are back on Felsbrunn. And it's the middle of the day on here. And it's still wet underfoot. Evening 1174, how we doing? Still too wet to do what I want to do at the moment underneath. It'll work in caps as well, Terry, you won't get bopped for it tonight. I've changed that. I'm not too bad, thanks. As predicted, the bale has disappeared. We need this track because we've got some weeds to deal with first. So first project tonight, weeds. Second project depends on the wet crop symbol. If the wet crop symbol doesn't go, tomorrow's looking like the day for doing a lot of what I want to do tonight. It just depends what happens in the next hour or so. I'm also aware that harvest is not far away. Which will make the other things I want to do tomorrow, or in game tomorrow, a bit more difficult if harvest is also with us tomorrow. If that makes sense. And bang on cue, my headset is now beeping at me saying the battery's nearly flat. Good start. Alright, so that's now plugged in. Let's just give this thing a shove out of the way. Sooner or later I'm going to run into it if not. We're not going to worry about row crop wheels. Which fields actually want doing? It's the most important question. Still getting bits of field die off by the looks of it. So everything over this way apart from field 30 then. Handy. Should be easy to spot the weeds anyway. So you can see soybeans are a lot darker texture than normal. These ones that I'm using. I wouldn't go that far, Terry. I'm getting the hang of it, I think, is the best way to describe it. I think we'll accept 35.999. 999 could be a good phone number anyway. Could be useful 3 numbers. There's a lot to suss out with Seasons 19. We won't really know for certain until we've had one harvest and got the next crop going on there. I've only broken it once, Jeremy. You're only jealous that you haven't managed it. All our grass is ready to cut again. Okay, it's not fully grown around here, but it is ready to cut. Hey Rabbit Man, how are you doing? Not surprised you fell asleep. You had enough pills to down an African elephant. The hospital gave you. I'm good, thanks, Rabbit Man. What, the same bug I had, Jeremy? So I don't tend to look for them too much. That's interesting, so I'm obviously not the only one who's had that little blip then. Must be very small weeds in here. I've not seen any flowering weeds yet. Ah! Okay, Jeremy. I'm going to do a little trial here. We're going to miss a strip. Rather than waste a lot of herbicide, just see what happens in that strip before harvest. Yeah, do yourself a favour, Milton. Do not look in GD's picture topic in Discord if you have a sensitive disposition at the moment. There's some pretty horrific picture in there. It's quite scary, really, that picture. Should come with an R18 logo on it. I know, it's terrifying, isn't it? Last thing you ought to see in this picture, terrier. Mind you, I think he knew what was probably going to be said when everyone saw that picture. Yeah, let's hope so. Mind you, for myself, I hope that's Better Friday. 'Cause that's the one I'm going to. Accompanied by GoPro and camera. Well, I've seen worse out in town on the Friday night. Not much, but just. It's when the crops are this high, that's where GPS comes in very handy. So I get this one done, then the grass field there, and the canola field through there as well, both of which are tram lines, so that'll be a bit easier. Yeah, you got one or two pills I've given you. I say you're single-handedly responsible for the NHS going over budget in your area, aren't you, with that lot? So again, these are canola textures borrowed from elsewhere. It means you're going somewhere for breakfast, I guess, Jeremy. Whereas I shall be working nowhere near somewhere I can go for breakfast tomorrow. Not looked at that one. I'll give you some advice, Terrier. Get a prepayment card. I have one. You won't regret it. Suddenly £10 a month doesn't seem like much. Because I'm on quite a few meds every month, so it does pay for itself. So I'd imagine you're going to be on them for a little while at the moment, unfortunately. Yep, I think it sounded like £10, 10 pence a month or something. But if I didn't have that, well, my own prescription bill a month would be getting towards £50, I think, for meds. So you save yourself a lot of money there. Yeah, I know you Scots guys get that one for free. Won't fit in very well with you guys though, 1174. I don't think. Handy. So you're on meds as well, are you? So that way no one dare ask me why I don't think I'd fit in with the Scots. It's probably wise, because they all dread the answer I'm going to come out with. You know it's not going to be anything sensible. Not many of mine are pills though, Terrier. One or two that are, but most of mine are inhalers, that sort of thing. Well, I'm not ginger milk and I don't like iron brew, so I'm not going to fit in with the Scots, am I? What camera mods, Stephen? Luckily I don't need all of my stuff every month what I have on prescription. I've not used that one. Don't tend to use that sort of mod. I think GD might have used that one in the past, but I certainly haven't. You're not the only one going grey. Just starting to wonder if this is actually killing weeds. Must be, there's none on there now. That'll be a key bind conflict, Stephen. It's got to be, that's the only thing what would cause it. Either that or it doesn't like the tractor you're using. It's either mod conflict or key bind conflict what's done that. Nine times out of 10 if something like that happens, check your key binds and the mods themselves. Like the drill issue I had at the weekend. The keybind caused it. Not surprised, Jeremy. I mean, living in the same town as GD, I mean, living in the same county as them is scary enough. We actually live in the same town, well, yeah, that's just terrifying. See, if you hadn't come and bought my old PC off me, you'd have been none the wiser to that one. You could have lived on in blissful ignorance of that fact. Tramlines don't actually look too bad now, they're starting to grow. I think we might have a few sunflowers growing down this end here. Help with this one that's cultivating. Yep, just a small patch of ornamental sunflowers there. No, unfortunately these high-spec booms don't have upwards breakbacks either. Surprised someone hasn't come out with contour following booms yet. They managed it with headers in 17. Very true, Jeremy. That did surprise me as well when you said you were in fire service and your paths uncrossed. Makes you wonder if the chaos is just an act sometimes, doesn't it? Ooh, look at that lovely dotted line. Forgot I'd set the point A and hadn't done the B. Another sunflower there. Yeah, he just wants us to believe he's the captain of chaos. That's not killing the weeds on there. They haven't grown enough. That's going to be sprayed again yet. No, that's ready for harvesting. That's why it won't kill the weeds. Forgot that bit. If the crop's ready to harvest, you can't kill the weeds in it. That's not on its final growth stage in the grass yet. It's ready for harvest. Forgot that bit. We should have sprayed that last time. Wet crop symbol is still up there, which isn't helping us. We might be on to tomorrow before today is out in game. Yeah, they're a bit wide for my liking, Terrier. That's no problem with them. Shame you can't turn terrain response off in 19. I think they are, Jeremy, if you just sort of go with the crop. That makes sense, or with the grid lines. Sort of got a bit of an angle on these ones. Might not quite be as wide, but they're almost there. Yeah, I would be as well. If I was sitting in the seat, I'd be getting worried about the boom. Especially with a Hardy. Be lying on the floor behind it by now. It might be great demand at the sawmill, but we've got nothing to sell. I think it'll help us out very much. That would work well if you had GPS, Terrier. But the minute you start going at a slight angle, well, you see how wide that one on the right is. You'd have to go dead straight with it. As you say, knowing you're driving, best not. Alright, so we've still got wet crop up, so that's still not helping me. So I want to cut some grass. We've not so much germination failure. We've got some parts of crop died off. I've had no germination failure though. That field has. That one has. We'll have a look at that then. So we've got a harvested bit there. That's died and we've got some germination failure there. None of my fields have got any. I want it to dry out so we can go and get that field of grass cut up the top there. Those two will be next up. Don't really want to cut the grass while the wet crop symbol is up. Even if that field is going silage. Might have to take a contract on in the meantime. Got one we can do which isn't spraying and fertilising. Yeah, I did sort of notice that one, Milton, as well. Some of these fields are drilled before the temperature is right for them. Let's have a look at this germination failure. So that bit's germination failure. That bit's where it's died off due to being too dry or too wet. And that's germination failure. So germination failure is bare soil. And crop failure due to the weather, etc. soil conditions is harvested soil. This is oats, so it's the oat texture I put in, hence why it looks a bit different to the normal colour in game. We had a very interesting clash this afternoon on another map. Can't remember, Milton, when we were talking about these contest maps, did you say Geiselsberg has rye as a AD plant crop that could be harvested earlier for silage? I'm sure there's one of them you mentioned what we looked at. You'll see what happened on it in the video next week, but wasn't expecting it, put it that way. That's the first sort of odd thing I've found on there besides the two trees out into a field. That was this afternoon as well. Two fields I hadn't been in. Yeah, I took on a harvesting contract on there this afternoon for a video. When I got the combine to the field, it was still green, but it was rye. At that point I thought, I'm sure you mentioned something about rye being ready to harvest one stage early for silage. I couldn't remember that as that map. When I turned in the field with combine, I didn't expect to be greeted by a green crop of rye still though. Need the telehandler back here as well. The bullocks need scraping up outside before I start losing health due to wastage. Evening Mystic, how are we doing? So unless that wet crop symbol disappears, we won't be using this today, although we need to. I'm not too bad, thanks. Ah, interesting. Must have just been a glitch with it then. You'll see it in the video next week anyway. It says ready to harvest, but it's green. No, I haven't 1174. Keep forgetting. Ah, cultivators in that shit. So we could take on a little cultivating contract. It literally takes 30 seconds to do it as well. Having done the chrome baler, I know exactly what to do on it. Better just check the contract's still available before we go over there. We've done lots of fertilising, so we're just going to do a cultivations one this time. And whilst we could lease the equipment, I know that won't be a 939, it'll be a 930. Which will just be big enough. And it won't have GPS. This would be a good field to buy as well, because there's a rather large chunk of grass on here. A nice big flat area. Shouldn't take too long to get this one cultivated. Because this one has been fallow for a season, that may help things along as well, as has that one behind us. Hey Nathan, how are we doing? That's interesting, Jeremy. Which game mode did you go on there in? The same one I'm on, so interesting. All the fields were sort of fallow on here, but some had wilted crops in. Not for a while yet, Daniel, is the answer. I think Nathan, what started with a small update, Nathan's got a bit carried away and has turned to a rather large update now. He's got a bit overexcitable. You already made it bigger than you said you were going to do in the update, so you must have got a little bit overexcited doing it. But one thing's for certain, it'll be worth the wait for everyone. You need to join my Discord, Terry, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, RAM will make a massive difference to it. I upgraded mine last weekend. But also made it a bit smaller as well, so I went down from 48 gig to 32, but at the same time I went to higher speed. Oh, that's good then, Nathan. Is it as easy as it used to be? Oh, that's not too bad then. Almost said something rude then along the lines of, it can't be too difficult if you've managed to do it. I'll not be mean. That'd just be mean of me to say something like that, Nathan. Yeah, I went from 48 gig of 2400 megahertz RAM down up to 32 gig, or down to 32 gig, but up to 3200 speed. Because I've found that Ryzen's tend to work better with it. Everyone said that the Ryzen needs 3000 to 3200 to get the best out of it. And from the benchmark test afterwards, they were right. Done it on 2 different bits of test software now. I think I updated the relevant commands for that as well. Oh, let me give Nightbot a kick then. Usually if I put something into chat, Nightbot starts working. Hey SG, how we doing? Sure, Nightbot was working earlier. Ooh, Corsair Vengeance is good stuff. That's what I've been running. Currently on Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro. Was on Vengeance 2400. I don't know, Stephen. You would... What CPU are you running, Mystic? Because I might say something like you could find slightly annoying in a second. Ah, I don't watch Silver, so I wouldn't know. Don't watch and not subscribe to. I might have 2 packs of second-hand RAM for sale at the moment. What I advertised last week. A 2400. One's a 16 gig pack and one's a 32 gig pack. A Corsair Vengeance 2400. One of them would have done you quite nicely. Well, you're getting the big Jaguar TT, but I don't know if you're getting a wheeled one. I know Class will show off the TT, as that's a new machine on the market. Yeah, that's the one, Jeremy. Yeah, I changed mine last Thursday, I think. Or Friday. End of last week anyway, so I put the other stuff up for sale on Facebook. Yeah, I know what you mean, Stephen. So far, the only one that's been confirmed is the big Jaguar TT they've just launched. Yeah, I did, Milton. Interesting. I'm not quite sure what I'd do with the tracksuit. 4 sizes too small for me, but... Yeah, it does. I can see a few of them making the way into this country for real on tracks. The amount of AD plants what harvest light. Yeah, I see you've been at an AD plant. Not the same one I was at the other week, I do know. Yeah, from what I read in another Discord, class have been fairly demanding of what they've wanted. With specialist wheels, tyres, new designs of stuff, better textures and a lot of other stuff. They've been fairly insistent on what's required of them. Yeah, I know, Jeremy. Right at the back of a certain rather large vegetable farm. Oh yes. Class like things right. You can't blame them. And to be fair, what I've seen of the models they've got in game, they look absolutely fantastic. Well, to be fair to Cattle and Crops, Terry, I would say they're aiming for two different markets. Cattle and Crops have gone for the ultimate in realism, whereas FS is just simulation games with a slight element of realism if you use seasons. There's a big difference between the two of them. I still need to put the update on Cattle and Crops. Haven't done that yet. Maybe we could have another look at streaming it again. I don't think I'll ever recover from using helpers on Cattle and Crops in that stream that night. Still have flashbacks to using the AI in there. Fairly traumatic experience. And then we had this slight incident with the Kverneland discs on Cattle and Crops. It's a shame I wasn't streaming on Twitch at that point in time, because that made a great clip of what happened to them. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, Milton. All I'd done was went near the discs with a tractor, Jeremy, and they launched themselves off into orbit. Last seen by the Hubble Space Telescope somewhere around Venus. They went catapulting across the map and then launched themselves. It's in a stream somewhere. I'll have to try and find that bit out. It's one of the weirdest glitches I've ever seen. Did cause a bit of amusement at the time, obviously. And I kept PG, which is even more surprising. Right, so that's this field done. It was done as they want us to have it anyway. Should fit between these trees. The signpost can just fall over accidentally. I'll collect that one. We'll take on this one. I think there is a good way of doing this field. I mean, even GD was impressed by what those Kernel discs done on Callan crops. Tells you how good it was. Can't wait, Nathan. A little bit of a Clash fan, you might say. Hey people, how are we doing? Over there on Twitch. Yeah, me too, Jeremy. Yeah, something not quite right with how little JD there is at the moment. This is single player pool, not MP. Don't have an MP at the moment. There's one coming, but we're just waiting for the right map for it. So if anyone wants to be part of that, they will need to be in Discord. Not like most people do, you need to be an active part of Discord, so we know you can be trusted, basically. And it's very likely it'll be a seasons multiplayer as well. Hope you didn't take too much inspiration from those pictures I put in Discord last night, Nathan. On that map I was looking at. I don't think Giants would let that through testing if you put them on anywhere too prominently. Yeah, I have to see what we can do there, Mystic. When I spawned onto that map, I just cracked up. For those that haven't seen the pictures in Discord and have been in the streams for a while, you'll remember a map I streamed months back called Thuringian Oberland. Well, someone has done another version of it, updated to the latest, and it has sunbathing bikini clad ladies on there. When you spawn on there, you spawn into an outside toilet accompanied by some interesting noises. What you'd only hear in a toilet, shall we say, which is a first. Can't somehow see that getting through Giants testing even if they wanted to. I'm not sure about that one, Nathan. Jeremy? Not really sure about that one either, Nathan. You could bet they'd find him if you tried to hide something like that up on there. So we've still got wet crops, so we're definitely not going to get a grass cut today. I think tomorrow is going to be a long day in game. We'll probably be starting that tonight as well. I have to go and look for that topic on the Giants forum, Jeremy, about that season's glitch. Jeremy's from Norfolk as well, Mystic, so we can let him off for that. Just. If that was Rabbit Man make the jokes, however, we'd have to return something about Suffolk. I know it's a dirty word, but Ray will put in the ban list in with Nightbot, who is actually working again now, it seems. Suffolk, Milton. Oh, and Terry, if you're still lurking, you should have access to some bits of my Discord with some interesting pictures in. And no, Jeremy, not goats before you come out with it. Could do, Milton. It's alright, you're safe. You can actually say the V word. That one is unrestricted. You ain't gonna get bopped for it. If Steven says it, he'll get bopped for it, as he found out the other night. Might as well finish the whole field this time. Got to come down this end anyway. Ultra Mystic. If you say it, Nightbot gets upset with you. If someone in blue says it, they can get away with it. Both Steven and SG have found that out to their cost in the past. I think it started off as a joke with SG when I was ruining Vultras in rivers on a regular basis. Put the word Vulture in Nightbot's blacklist, so everyone says that they get a 5-second timeout, just as a joke. I never actually removed it. I forgot it was in there till Stephen, you said it the other night in chat. And got a 5-second break from it. I just completely forgot till I saw Nightbot time him out for 5 seconds when he said it. Funny though. I wouldn't advise saying it a second time though if Nightbot's got you once for saying something or doing something in chat. Alright, that's those two done. That's loads and loads of fertilising contracts there now. Be quite honest, I think we had enough of fertilising for a little while now. Done a lot of it in the last couple of streams, so I'm not going to take any of them on. We will load these 2 straw bales up though. Let's see just how much they've lost. They got wet yesterday. Nothing, it seems. It's interesting. When on the autoload trailer, they must be protected by the autoload script. must mean this shed is masked correctly, despite the fact we thought we could see the odd drop coming through. They're still not producing milk. Keep an eye on that. We know this shed works because we've used it before. Not if they haven't got wet, Mystic. Grass bales will. Ah, I see, Jeremy. That makes sense. And I guess once they do start producing milk, it's quite lucrative, as usual. Were you on here when we done the hay the other day, Mystic? Yeah, that has, Jeremy. Still haven't learned it all yet. Be a while before I do, I think. Do these ones up here need anything? Oh, we've got a pregnant one there. So we've got one there. Only one. Got loads of sheep fit to drop. They're going to be alright until tomorrow, other than cleanliness. I watched one of his. The rest are all going in blind. He could be, I guess, Jeremy. He has been quiet. Unless he's in delayed shock from Terrier reappearing, and that shocked everyone. Yeah. You disappeared by the time we'd done that, Jeremy. The answer was no, you can't wrap hay bales. Tried it after you'd gone the other day. Just to see. I know the hay thing is catching several people out on there. It's helping someone in Daggerwin's Discord earlier with it. So used to hay being that green colour, that's catching a few people out when it's not anymore. You can have an early night on here and go to sleep. Okay, catch you later, Jeremy. No, there's a setting in Nightbot for too many capital letters, Mystic. Looks like we have lots of fields to harvest. Which means we finally get to play with the TX36. Vulture is the V word, and Nightbot will have fun with you if you use it. Yeah, I would as well, Nathan. Now, with my other little hobby scale models, we should be getting one this year. We won't get you, Nathan. Yeah, I can't remember who said about one of VF's streams. I went and got it straight away. This won't be the only series you see it on. Okay, catch you later, Terrier. Hope you're feeling better soon. Yeah, it will be. It's a shame this one. Oh, I'm guessing it's not ready yet then. It's obviously not ready yet, as we've got the same situation as 17 with that. Right colour, but not ready yet. In fact, it's not even the right colour. Interesting. Okay, we're not going to be combining, which means we're going grass cutting. Warned you. See you in 5 minutes. It is if you drill light still, by the looks of it. It's still got the deceptive look to it. Do summer harvesting if we go early enough from memory. The drilling. Well, to be fair, they're sheep. They usually die anyway without much help from anyone else. So we're now going to be getting a stock of our winter feed in to get us through to next year. So we'll change the wrap colour for this as well, so we know which are the light silage bales. those that haven't seen it yet, this is exactly why it's catching people out. Because this is still grass, not hay. Still leaving a fairly wide swath, despite that being set narrower on the front, which is annoying. I'll be bailing it tomorrow night, so before tomorrow night's stream I'll be dabbling in XML files. Yeah, it is 1174. Actually looks like hay now. Thought we got combiner tonight, but not in luck with that one. It's the first day of autumn we do that. If these keep playing up, I might have to put those other group of mowers in we've got, what I used to use. It's just far too wide. Done it again. Welcome back, James. That's better. haven't fed my moderators for a little while. I might be getting in a bad mood before long, so you might want to be a bit careful, James, if you start doing things in chat. Well, I've got a sense of humour. There's only so much that'll take. Anyone who's a regular in chat will be well aware of my sense of humour and what happens if you fall foul of it. Yeah, let's hope so, 1175. Can't see class letting them get away with putting any old sounds on what already in the game somehow from what I've been reading. I thought you were making one of them earlier, Nathan, or have you eaten it all? So we've got some good sized swaths on this full grown grass up here. Bodes well for what's going to be on the other field. This has only had 2 lots of fertiliser on up here, the other one is fully fertilised. Just double check that, I think that's all I said. Proper little Gordon Ramsay, aren't you, Nathan? So let's just turn the grass back on. Yeah, so 2 lots of fertiliser up there, whereas those 2 fields are fully fertilised. Jamie Oliver then? Actually, no, we won't go down that one with you. We don't want to think it's Nathan as the naked chef, do we? Must admit, one time I used to do a lot of cooking as well, but I haven't done any for a long while now. Usually do the Sunday roast and put that in and do it, but that's about it, just lightly. Lack of motivation to do it, I think. what we'll do on the other field is do the headlands as swaths, I think, and the middle of the field will be done as hay. So we'll do solids around the outside to get it cleared, make it a bit easy for us. Still need to get rid of that other rake actually, which is down there. Here's a question for the guys in chat still. What map would you like to see on the multiplayer? Oh, you ain't lost them all then. That sounds like they might have been breeding a bit. Had a feeling that might be the answer, Milton. Why are they not lifting up like they're supposed to? Got a bit of extra grass there now. Because I've turned them off basically and hit the wrong button. Always pushing the wrong button. Careful, Milton. I know what you're going to get in a minute. So tomorrow night we'll bale all these up with our modified baler. There's some big swaths on there. So we'll give some big bales. Good plan, 1174. I shall be doing it after I finish the stream and after I fed the dog tonight. Before I forget. It will be the Massey baler that gets a tweak. Not a big one, just enough to make it a sensible width. Big baler wouldn't struggle with those swaths on there. Not in real life. No, I definitely won't forget to feed Buster. Ah, you lost the food then. How careless. So I had 5 days off end of last week, so Wednesday to Sunday. Been off today, which wasn't intentional to start with. Joys of a late cancellation. Alright, let's get in here and get rid of this thing. She's got a bit more money now. Small bit of grass not fully grown there. Don't know where that is. Why that's like that. Ooh, that's a bigger bit of swath. That'd be a tree, that one. I could chew through that very well. Mowers don't like cutting trees. Yeah, thanks Milton. Much appreciated. Extreme angle mowing up there, I think. It's interesting. Hay hasn't rotted, which is lying about the field. I think it would have done with all that rain we'd had. So I'd say there's going to be several bales come off this headland. It's curious as to why that patch is like that. Exactly, Milton. can't hit the tree this time. I will cut the bit around the rape field as well. Just get this headland done first. I should do that now as well. They should have trimmable bushes in here. Don't like untidy bushes. They should be well kept. Neatly clipped. Apparently the side mowers have access to it, but the front one doesn't. It is Milton. Still got that save game. Yeah, that's what I was sort of beginning to think as well, FS19. I mean, it obviously doesn't rot as hay, because if it had done, that had been long gone by now. I mean, we had 12 hours of solid rain on here. A bit longer actually. I can remember terraforming that area quite nicely for you, Milton, down there when we put your cow farm in. Yeah, no, I own the other half of the town, I seem to remember. Is it Milton? It's alright this end. You trying to worry me then unnecessarily? Still moving this end. Scaring me like that. I see. So the bales will rot, but the hay won't rot on the ground. Basically, is that right? It's not hay, Liam. Welcome along. Semi-dry grass now cuts this colour with seasons. I'll show you some hay colour as we go around the field. There's a few patches lying there from last time. This is definitely semi-dry grass. Show you some hay as we go around here. There's a few bits lying at the top of the field. This must have completely changed the way hay looks in 19. You wait till you get a glitch for seasons, then that'll really confuse you. It did me the other night. Yeah, could do actually. Like the way we all still call it lobster still. Let's see if we can find a bit I've gone over with the mower. That bit'll do. So this is what hay looks like now, Liam. It's not picking up on the hay, it's picking up on the grass. Whereas that is most definitely grass. So the hay bales actually look like hay bales now. I suppose I really should cut this field first as we want it for hay. Never mind. I've been drawing then. Yeah, that's why I don't really want to TED it at the moment. I have a feeling that might be the case. Right. Let's get this right now. We want to get them set. And get that open. I can see lots of bales in our future on here. So if you watch tomorrow night, Liam, you'll see this turn to hay. So just go get cut for tonight. Oh, I do love autocorrect. I haven't yet had a baking contract on here 1174. Is that something new what's come with seasons? Hey American Farmers, how are we doing? definitely think we're going to be having more bales. Looking what's lying behind this on the fertilised fields. Oh, baling, not baking. So I love autocorrect when it changes that word. Yeah, it's not doing too badly. Growing at a nice steady pace at the moment. Even had an unintentional face reveal last night, but no one seemed to cotton on to it very quickly, thankfully. How are we going to flatten those sunflowers with this? No. Handy. It's very, very brief. I accidentally hit the cam on button instead of mute mic last night. They're below each other on the stream deck. No, 1174. If you mean those very, very special Greg sausage rolls for those strange people who don't like to eat meat or anything derived from animals. Can't even say the word. Proper sausage rolls are alright, Milton. It's those special ones they done now. They're the ones. No, neither I, funnily enough. To be fair, we've got a Greg's in town, but I don't go there much. McDonald's suffers the same fate. I don't go there very much either. Been a few interesting funny news headlines involving a Greg's pasty I've seen. I think we'll leave that subject there. Ooh, yeah, that would be. Got a new place up but not far from here now, drive through Costa. That'll keep a few people happy. Don't know if that's quite open yet. Should be open any time. Yeah, they're a bit on the expensive side. Shouldn't take too long to finish this field off now. We'll whip the headlands off them other fields tomorrow night. So just go get this field done and we're going to be finishing. The headlands off those other fields will be done as silage. I'll roll them up with this time. Just think a couple of more months we'll be using a giant model of an Axion. top end there. See us getting a rather large quantity of bales off here, to be fair, once it's dry. No, I think I'd test the anti-roll bale mod a bit too far, this one. It's good, but it's not that good. Just think if we'd done it in conventional bales. I have an RTX 2070, William. No, Milton, just no. No, 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 no. Yes, I have updated that. By the looks of it. Indeed, I'd like to make one more small tweak to that little setup. That would be the monitor. Get rid of that Acer one and get another MSI one. I quite like the curved monitor. Got one flat one and the MSI is a curved one. The MSI is also 144 refresh rate. I think I'm going to have to get a special award for people who make suggestions which is designed to raise my blood pressure slightly. Very high, William. Highest settings. Custom ones. And that could run at an even higher level if necessary. It's not overly taxing the graphics card, put it that way. You know, I've got a special category in my Discord for certain people. There's only 2 people in it at the moment. Didn't realise how quite big this field was going to be once I pulled them into one up here. Might bring this end one into it as well after harvest. And this little stay grass up here, I'm not going to pull that up. The lowest it goes is 0.9, so we're not going to lose too much by doing that. Save hand put any of our main fields into grass then. Because if I was feeling generous with 1174 and done the XML on my baler, I could just send you the XML file. I done the combine the other day. If I was feeling generous. I'll say, going back to what you just asked, William, is it's not just your graphics card what settings you can play the game on. Monitor can do that, as can CPU. I didn't like that bit of slope. I think we found a little bug with GPS on the side slope. Should have thrown the anger out a few seconds before that. Might have stopped then. Yeah, the thing is, Lev, so am I a very nice person? I mean, you did just suggest I'd make myself more hard work on there than needs be. That's a lot of grass. I'll leave this here because this is where we're going next. But that is where I am going to finish for tonight. Need to go and feed the dog. So I'll pop a link into chat for today's video. I will then alter the baler ready for tomorrow night. But for now, I'm going to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this stream, and I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye for now.